This tutorial will walk you through how to customize the list view you see when you are looking at your cases on the Cases tab in the DCTS. You can find a simplified version of this information in your user guide on page 42. I will walk you through how to create a new list that you can select and pin so that it becomes the cases list you see each time you click on your Cases tab. After logging in, select the Cases tab. Your list may default to recently viewed because this is the list that is pinned. The pinned list is the list that the Cases tab will open to each time. To create my new list, I will click on the gear icon and select New. I will give the list view a name. I will call mine My Favorite List View. The permissions do not allow sharing list views, so I will keep Only I Can See This List View selected and click Save. This is where you customize what you want listed by using filters and selecting the fields you will see. The default filter in here is making it so that I can only see the cases I am the owner of. As a reminder, this means that I am the user who opened the case in the DCTS, or the case has been assigned to me for investigation. I want to modify this filter so I can see all cases, not just mine. When I click in the filter box, it allows me to make this change. I will select all cases and then click Done. I want to add a filter. I will click Add Filter. Adding a filter for a list view is similar to how you filter in the report builder. I will choose a field to filter on. I only want to see open cases on my list. I select the drop-down under Field and find and select Status. I want my status to equal open. When I put my cursor in the Value section, it gives me my options. I select Open and then click Done. I don't need other filters for my list, so I will select Save. My list view runs with the default columns. I want to add fields as columns on this list. I select the drop-down again next to the gear and click Select Fields to display. Here, I choose what fields and in what order my fields will display. I want to see complainant name, so I highlight it and click the arrow to bring it over to the Visible Fields section. I also want complaint types. I select that field and then click the arrow once again. I will also add days since received and case accepted. I want to move case accepted to show after the status, so I select it and click the up arrow until it lists in the third spot from the top. Now I have what I want to see, so I click the Save button. To give my list more room, I will click on the X to shut the filter section. I want to order my new list view by days since received, with the most recently received at the top. I put my cursor next to days since received, and an arrow displays. I click the arrow so that the most recently received is on the top. I can make each column wider or narrower by placing my cursor in between the field titles and dragging the boundary. I notice that some of my complaint types are cut off, so I can click the drop-down arrow next to complaint types and select Wrap Text if I want to be able to see all of the letters that have been clipped off. I want my new favorite list to show each time I am viewing my case list view instead of recently viewed. So I select the pin icon next to my list name. The system confirms that I have now pinned my new list. If I no longer want this list to be my pinned list, I just have to pin a different list, and that list will then be selected to be my default displayed list instead of the list I have just created. Should I want to add more filters or fields to my custom list view, I can select the gear again later on and make those changes. And I can also clone, delete, or rename my list. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your new list view.